gozaimasu. Hi.
Hey everybody, check it out. Woolie's a fucking weeaboo.
Dozo yoroshiku.
Welcome to this all audio version of the podcast. You don't have to worry about the stream annoying you this week.
Yeah, we don't have to stare at anyone's bag or the cans were in their bowls. It's back to what it should be. And it's coming in with the perfect possible timing because not only is this I'm in Japan and we're making do with what we can situation, but we're on a time limit and Gamescom is happening.
And so just happened.
Yeah. Fuck yeah at everything going down with this timing. This is awesome.
All right, hey, let's hey. We're on a time limit? Okay. Hey, Woolie, how are you? That's good. That's great. My week, I didn't do much interesting. I played Destiny. Destiny seems cool. Gambit's a fun mode. That was a cool week. If you want to see more of that, check me out at twitch.tv/angriestpat. How was your week in Japan?
Well, I haven't had a week in Japan. I've had like 2 days in Japan because I just fucking landed.
That's cool. That's great.
Because I lost a day.
I was actually very worried that you were going to get fucked because the day before you went, all the customs computers in the United States all died.
All the customs computers died. A typhoon and a heat wave hit Japan simultaneously. And a million other stupid little things happened. And so there's all kinds of stuff that could have went wrong. But I left. I lost, of course, Saturday. It didn't exist. Gone. Like King Crimsoned. And landed in Osaka and then immediately jumped back on a plane. And now I'm in Okinawa, specifically Ishigaki Island. And I came out here to try and see the side of Japan I didn't get to see last time, which is like tropical sort of beaches and that type of thing. I always hear cool stuff about that. And we land, and it's been gray-ass downpour the entire time. Fucking rad.
That's
super
radical.
Cool. Rolling dice. Yeah. Dice roll vacation. It's good stuff. Love that. RNG. You really want to put your RNG in your vacation so that you can get surprise mechanics out of it, you know? Booking a specific local flight, hoping that you'll get there and have a decent enough outdoor activity to spend your time doing. And if anything happens, like, oh, it's bad weather today, we got to do it tomorrow. There is no tomorrow because I'm back on the plane out of here because it's a super tight schedule. So, Fuck yeah, loot boxes in real life. Let's go. I love it.
Both of the times that I went, I was with Paige, and the second time I was with my pal Fuckins, and it was mainly to Osaka, but it was also with this, like, fuck it, what do you guys want to do today attitude, which ended up having a less broad scope, but we were able to alter one or two plans because of, typhoon.
Yeah, no, the scope this time compared to last time is way looser, and it's very much a what the fuck do you want to do today plan, as we just are in general areas. It's really about cleanup. This is side quest cleanup, you know? Like, did all the mains, completed the mainline story back in 2014, just coming in to do some extra grinding. And it's funny because I'm here with my friend Rach and Austin. They're, of course, he's hanging out, and they are, well, I mean, like, seeing them go through it, well, they're not here yet, or I'm here in advance of that, but in the planning phases of this, them going super hard on, like, how to plan things out and whatnot is kind of like, oh, that's cute. I remember my first enthusiastic over-planning.
All right, so we're going to spend 2 hours here. Then we're going to hit the aquarium. Okay, so the aquarium, how long did that take? I don't know, like 90 minutes. All right.
Okay, there's a really good place. We got to go eat. We got to get some amazing sushi over here. And as soon as we're done that sushi, we have to shit it out and land in the museum.
I remember
I
remember at one point me and Fuggins had gone to we'd wandered off and gotten some food, and then we just like wandered back into we wandered through we went to the Osaka castle, and then we walked all over the place, ended up getting back to Electric Town, and we passed people. We passed what looked like a fucking joke of a postcard, which was like, look like my mom and dad, like with a fucking itinerary, and the kids, staring at it and just being like, but okay, where's this one? Oh, we're late. And the kids are bored, and it's like, fuck, that seems miserable.
You can't do it. Can't do it. Huge mistake. Anyway, I mean, this where I'm at. Like, it's also a huge mistake to assume you can fucking master the weather, but we'll see how this works out. There might be sunshine before the end of the day, but it's kind of fucking miserable right now. In any case, the other thing to put out there is, last time around, remember how it's like, hey, remember, the part where you go to Japan and you film some funny shit and put it together and make a fun little video?
Haha. I do.
Well, what everyone doesn't remember is, remember those times when you really were annoying the person you were with / didn't really want to film,
yes,
but you kind of had to make some content?
Yes.
Remember how that impacted your fucking enjoyment of your day?
Yes.
Yeah. So we're trying to lighten that fucking load, just to break the fourth wall a little bit here, but to enjoy our time here a little bit more, I'm not going to be walking around with that camera and basically planning out Woolie versus Japan as the priority 1 and me being here as priority 2.
Mm-hmm.
That shit sucks. Not to say that it wasn't worth it, and it's still a super fun memory that we have, but I definitely feel bad annoying Steph a bunch of times and annoying myself with that camera, pulling it out and being like, okay, let's try not to bother anybody. Let's do my dumb, embarrassing thing really quickly and then run away, So I do have a couple of things I plan to shoot, but really minimal this time, and it's not going to be a major emphasis compared to like what it was last time.
It's
so
more going to be like, hey,
hopes
man,
up.
You want to just kick your feet up and chill out in a nice park underneath a perfect sky? Well, that'll be tomorrow, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. And if there happens to be a quick, reasonable thing to film, then that will happen. But otherwise, I'm not hunting for content, in a country with people. Like, it's like, fuck off, man. Anyway, it's been nice in the meantime. And thanks to Terrace House, I've sharpened up a bunch of my basic ass bitch Japanese skills and had a couple of cute conversations with some people. So
cool.
All good, all fun. But anyway, I'll have more to report next week because for now I just fucking landed,
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the week I've had, I just want to talk about 2 games, I guess, real brief before we get into the news.
Are these airplane games?
These are not airplane games. The airplane was mostly just pass the fuck out because
really?
This was because this was a double stretch because we went via Vancouver.
Ooh.
So 5 hours to Vancouver and then the 9 from across the Pacific, But if I can be fully honest and fully disclose the truth, I kind of decided to treat Steph and kind of go a little nuts, and I got her business class.
Ooh.
So that the 9-hour flight isn't going to leave you a husk of a human being at the end of it. So that's the hardest part.
9
right?
Isn't like that bad, I feel, but the one I took from fucking
13 from LA.
I took it from Toronto.
Okay.
And that was 14-ish. I fell asleep for 3-4 hours, woke up, and still had 10 hours to go.
Yeah. You have a day.
Fuck.
You have a full pass out, wake up, sleep, and then go, I'm still here. But in any case, a lot of that gets mitigated with the ability to lie down. So, like, that is kind of magical, and it's quite nice to eliminate the hardest part of the journey. So that's super duper cool. And yeah, like, just chilling and whatnot. Shout outs to my friend Michelle for hooking us up with a spot in Osaka. That's very cool. And but what I was going to say is, yeah, I'll have more Japan next week. But I didn't play any games or anything. It's more so I just kind of I restarted JoJo Leon on the plane. Actually,
Really?
I started from scratch again because it's been so long since I kind of left off in the middle of it, and it's so fucking impenetrable and like confusing, and you can barely understand it. So I kind of realized, you know what, like I'm just going to start from scratch. So I kind of just did that. But yeah, 2 games I played this week. One, Kill la Kill If came out. That is
You sure you want to
Arxis-
talk about that? You're not allowed to stream any of the fucking anything.
Well, that is a fucking anime game.
Mm-hmm.
True and through. It is like full-on Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm style arena circling My Hero Academia fighter.
Yeah.
2 attack buttons, jump, dash button, block, sidestep, press your supers. It's really nothing you haven't seen before. The most interesting about it is the insult weapon triangle.
Yeah.
Where you have to get your powered up form, to get to your life fiber unlocked unlimited mode or whatever. You have to win 3 verbal exchanges. And by doing that, you kind of do the rock, paper, scissors clash of like taunt. I forget what they are, but it's like provoke, taunt, and then something else,
Mm-hmm.
And then so that's like, okay, you have a fun little thing where like the characters kind of talk to each other and talk shit as a game mechanic. But that is a full-priced game with 8 characters in it, and
nice.
You start out with like a locked. You start out with locked everything. You can't even do versus mode. You have to do a little bit of story to unlock any mode basically. And then you get Matoi, you get Kiryuin, you get the 4 generals, and then there's Raggio, and then what's her name? Annoying girl.
Yeah, annoying girl, the blonde.
Yeah. That's it. Like that's your whole roster.
I'll be real, man. I saw that game and I was like, "Oh, cool, anime game." And then I saw the roster, and then I saw the. Are you super familiar with what the actual streaming conditions they put forward were?
I'm guessing it's no story mode.
It was no story mode, and then people went, "Yeah, okay, whatever," and then started the game up only to see that the game locks every single thing. And I think you said you couldn't even play versus mode till you beat the story mode?
Can't even play versus mode until you start story mode.
Great.
You have to beat the first chapter.
And then on top of that, they put out an even weirder statement, I think it was, where it's like, do not show gameplay abuses in... Basically, like, don't show yourself, like, breaking it down, tourney level, super hard. Which... Like all that whole thing, like there were a bunch of guys that were like, "Oh yeah, stream it," anime streamers or what, guys who do real anime games. They all dumped on it. I was like, man, this game seems like garbage. Like the idea that they might as well just fucking said, just don't stream it.
It's such a weird thing because like the game itself it's not flipping the table. It's not doing anything crazy. It's just very basic anime fighting. It's fine. At that. But, like, it is absolutely not something you can go, like, crying from the mountaintops to go buy and pick up. I mean, visually it looks accurate to Kill la Kill, and the deliberately limited frame rate movement is interesting. But, yeah, man, you're paying a full-ass price for 8 characters, and, like, you want to talk about streaming, like, literally the title screen starts up playing the main intro theme song, awesome. And then it puts the recording block on.
Nice.
And it literally, and then the moment you press start, it takes off the recording blocker. Like, like it's super duper weird.
It feels like a game that got treated as an extension of like the anime Blu-rays.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, the title screen and whatnot are very stylistic and everything, but it really is treated like this hyper licensed extended thing, and main characters only. And you think about a game like Kill la Kill, right? And it's like you don't have to stretch to pull out.
It's a huge roster.
you don't have to stretch to pull out those characters. You know what I mean? We're not talking about some game where there was like, oh God, who are we going to put in next? God, let's make someone that's not a fighter. Like everyone she fought on the way up to the 4, and then everyone like in the nude beach like sections, and then like the whole fucking.
You could easily have 2 different versions of almost every character as well. Like the Elite Four go through multiple complete overhauls.
Goku uniform, nude beach version. Yeah, 100%. Like this is like you think about Kill la Kill, and I think about like 30 characters that could get a move set out of that. You know, including a couple of duplicates. Yeah, like no question. You know, and the fact that you just got nothing like that, and even the My Hero game had a pretty big roster, right? Like I remember that character select screen bring. Like it was pretty much the entire class, and then some of the other class, you know, plus some of the adults. Like they didn't even have to go that far. So yeah, this really, really disappointing in that regard. And you know, whatever. As we take a look at it, we play it for a bit. So that's going to come up on Woolie Versus at some point. Stick around and check that out if you want to see how it goes down. But yeah, man, you know, that's about the state that's in. Like, really overpriced for what you're getting, unfortunately. And it's got Arxis on the label, you know, but
it's not.
It's not, but it's not.
Quentin Tarantino presents.
Yeah, sure.
Elmo, stop screaming, please. Sorry, Elmo is technically on the podcast today, and he is screaming because he is a dumb cat.
Oh, stop poking his bag.
It needs to be shook, man. I mean, you can't hear it, but I'm basically shaking Elmo's bag right now.
So the second thing I did is I never actually got around to this until this week, but for a very long time, I've heard big recommends on the game Crawl. You ever touched it?
Yeah, I remember that. That's a dungeon crawler, but your friends play the enemies?
Yes.
How is it?
It's fucking incredible.
How is it with 2 people?
Like, did it with 3, and I felt like 3 was the perfect number because, like, you're just enough of, like, there's a team that's out to fuck you over as the main character, you know? I misunderstood what that game was. When I heard its description, I thought it was like 4 players Gauntlet Legendsing as a team, and then 1 asymmetrical player is the stage/boss.
Yeah.
It is not that. It is 1 human fighting against the ghosts of the rest of the cast, and every other player is possessing enemies, summoning them, and picking their own like race of enemies to attack you with. And you can level them up in specific ways, and then when it comes to boss fights, you're becoming ads for the boss / controlling parts of the boss, but it's still doing its main pattern. It's fucking great, man. And like, it's also just got presentation oozing through the fucking pores. Like, voice acting is like Darkest Dungeon quality, straight up. Like narration is that strong on just, you know, getting through the premise of how the game works and what's going on. The art style, of course, is like lower than 8-bit, whatever you want to call that.
I don't know what
to
call it. I know exactly what you're talking about
PC.
too.
Yeah, like really low resolution.
I'd say grimy. Is that like pixel grind?
But I don't like. It's like the size of the pixels are, again, it's like it feels lower than 8-bit. It feels like you're playing an old ass PC game, you know, DOS running shit or earlier. But anyway, yeah, man, like it's one of those things where I was playing that at the end of a long ass day because I did some extra recording for before we left, and like that game revitalized and just put energy into my soul. Like I couldn't believe how much fun I was having within seconds. So like it's old late to the party, but holy fuck, man, Crawl is incredible. Big push for that. And yeah, like that's going to be coming up on Woolie Versus as well. So check that out when it comes out. It's going to be really fun. And I look at that like I'm definitely 1,000% going to go back to that. Like I can see that popping that in like anytime, any place for some fun, with a group of 3 or more, like really cool.
So, I gotta say, you mentioned you had 2 games to talk about. I'm kind of shocked one of them wasn't the Outer Wilds.
Yeah.
Which is why I kind of left it out of my thing, because I beat it last week.
Oh, okay. I didn't go back to it.
Fucking go back to it.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
Okay, you know the speed run promise the game gives you at the very beginning?
Yeah.
That's accurate.
Okay.
And
so once you know, you just
do it.
beeline it.
And it is terrifying. It is difficult. And then it gives you an ending that's about as good as Inside's.
Oh shit. Okay.
Which threw me for a loop.
Huh.
It is incredible, top to bottom, with one small issue that I will not hold against it, but I think some people will. There has never been a game with less replay value than this game. Never. Never. Because I can't unknow how to beat the game.
But that's the strength of its premise, right?
Yeah.
The strength of its premise is they took all their chips and put them into Discovery.
And it's constant the whole time.
Yeah, so once you put all of your chips on Discovery, that means that, like, you've taken them away from core, you know? So, yeah, that's fine. Like, not every game needs to be that. That sounds fine to me.
But yeah, incredible. You should definitely go back to it.
Yeah, I mean, it was just obviously, like, in the time up to fucking jumping on a fucking plane, I focused more on, like, what I had to get done versus, like,
obviously,
shit for myself. But yeah, that's okay. Yep, that's the final recommend on that for sure. I'm surprised that, like, each time you've come back with, like, equally strong things about the beginning, middle, and now ending. So
it never stopped getting cooler. Like, every time I sat down with that game, there was a new thing of, like, just revelatory, like, oh, that's how it works. That's what that is. Like, the very first, for those of you who played the game, you'll get it. For those who haven't, but remember the revelation of looking at the probe and noticing the probe's trajectory.
Yeah,
that is constant. Once an hour, every hour, the entire time I played the game.
What was your final count?
Oh, I don't know. I did it over 3-4 streams, maybe, let's say 12 to 18, depending on your exploratory knowledge.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I'm amazed as well at how many circles we can talk around the game without actually saying anything about it.
Yeah.
So this is like 4th week in a row now.
I saw some people going like, well, just talk about the fucking thing. It's like, I don't want to take that pop away from people.
You're robbing it. Totally. And I mean, of course, at this point it's like being built up, but at the end of the day, hopefully the person will just get around to it. Like, I hope I can shortly. Yes, all right. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Crawl and Kill a Kill. Check that shit out.
There's some wildly varying quality in the 2 games you played this week.
Yeah, well, I mean, what honestly Kill a Kill was like, I took a look at it and I'm like, I'm not going to play this on Get Into Fighting Games. Let's be real. So let's just get this out of the way. I care enough about Kill a Kill to want to see how they did it. And My Hero got it way better. Yeah. And Naruto has gotten it way better. And, like, any random jump game has done it way better. But, and it's not even because of the gameplay. It's because of everything else. And that sucks. Anyway. Yeah, let's take a quick word from our sponsors.
Let's do that.
We'll jump into a lot of the news going on this week.
Yeah.
So, This week, Castle Super Beast is brought to you by Arc. This is basically, how do I put this? Well, you know how you brush your teeth every day?
Yes.
You know how you floss?
That's what I tell my dentist.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Every day.
Okay. Now, and I'm guessing you feel somewhat satisfied once you complete that task. However, what if I told you there was a third level of oral care that you've been ignoring this entire time?
Water pick.
What if I told you that there was a third screen when you pause to check out your inventory that you've been ignoring this whole time?
What do you
Brushing
mean?
is step one. Flossing is step two, but you've been ignoring all the stains that lie beneath the surface of your smile.
Okay, where is this going? What device are you talking about?
I'm telling you about the Arc. Arc is a new way to achieve professional level teeth whitening at home for just 30 minutes a day. Each Arc treatment includes dentist-approved enamel-safe whitening strips that adhere to the upper and lower teeth, along with the Arc Blue Light technology. Blue light mouthpiece arcs around your entire smile, hence the name. Delivering targeted blue light energy to help weaken set-in stains below the enamel surface makes your treatment effective and more effective than just the strips alone. So you can reveal a smile that is 50 times whiter than the leading whitening toothpaste, and they offer satisfaction guaranteed.
So I'm on their website, right? I'm looking at the package. This thing looks like it's from the future. This thing looks nuts. Go. Oh, the blue light. That's what they use at the dentist. I remember that.
There you go. Except you don't have to go to a professional to get that done. You can get it done yourself at your own convenience. Because, again, you thought your teeth were clean, but guess what? They weren't. Uh-oh. There's a whole other page here you should have been paying attention to. Get in there. So, to help our listeners get a whiter, brighter smile, Arc is offering $15 off your purchase of a blue light kit when you visit arcsmile.com and use promo code SUPERBEAST at checkout. Go to arcsmile.com and use promo code SUPERBEAST for $15 off your blue light whitening kit. That's arcsmile.com, promo code SUPERBEAST. Thanks, Arc.
Thank you, Arc.
Podcast is also sponsored by Mack Weldon. Here's the deal. Mack Weldon is a premium men's essential brand that has smart clothing design, premium fabrics, all this good stuff. But quite frankly, here's what I want you to do. Look down. What are you wearing right now, Pat?
Pajamas.
Yeah, guess what? Mack Weldon is better than whatever you're wearing.
That's probably true. These are cheap-ass pajamas.
And whatever you wore yesterday and what you're going to wear tomorrow, it's better than that too. Straight up, this is what you want if you want to step up your character design. I'll call it. They got smart design, premium fabrics, simple shopping. They've got it's a website you can jump on, and they've got the most comfortable underwear, socks, shirts, undershirts, hoodies, sweatpants, more than you'll ever wear, and a line of silver underwear and shirts that are naturally antimicrobial, which means they eliminate odor. You got clothes with the tech to eliminate odor. This is the future we live in, you guys. All right? So why deal with the garbage rags on your back right now when you can step it up by just going to a website and seeing the future of clothing? They want you to be comfortable. So if you don't like your first pair of underwear, you can keep it, and they'll still refund you, no questions asked. Not only does Mack Weldon's underwear, socks, and shirts look good, they perform well too. It's great for working out, of course, going on dates, everyday life. Again, it is literally technology that eliminates odor. That is. I'm reading it and like, yeah, wow, that's amazing. Why not? Why can't we do that with all clothing? Why can't all clothing be as good as Mack Weldon?
I don't know.
Yeah. So what you want to do is you want to jump on, visit MackWeldon.com and enter promo code SUPERBEAST for $20. Sorry, excuse me. Let me correct that. For 20% off your first order. visit macweldon.com and enter promo code SUPERBEAST. That's 20% off your first order by visiting macweldon.com and enter promo code SUPERBEAST. MACKWELDON.com, promo code SUPERBEAST. Thanks, Mac Weldon.
Thank you, Mac.
Okay, so straight up, there's a bunch of news this week. Way too much news for the likes of a squeezed-in telephone podcast.
All right,
However,
fuck it. Let's bullet point it.
Did you see the Piss-shrooms?
I did. I also saw that Jeff Keighley,
Piss-shroom together,
a.k.a. the Doritos Pope, has managed to ingratiate himself to Kojima enough that he has obtained a small cameo role in the Death Stranding video game.
Let us grow Piss-shrooms together.
Nah, I'm good,
This is no, you say that, but you don't know how useful that item will be. And quite frankly, the way he ran past it in that video could just have been for demo purposes, but that might be an extremely rare item, which means we should all team up and piss on the same spot.
I watched all the footage that came out, and despite the fact that one of them is a character literally standing in front of Sam and explaining to him how the babies work, I am still totally baffled. Yeah.
So at the Gamescom, what is it? First night live?
Opening night with Jeff Keighley, Gamescom. Yes.
Opening night live. There you go, Jeff Keighley. They came out. They showed a bunch of stuff. I scrubbed past it, and I got to Death Stranding because Kojima walked out and was like, "Yep, take a look." After we saw the last character introduction, I want to see all of these now.
Yeah.
And if he feels confident enough to show them to you before the game's in your hand, I trust him.
I trust him on that. There's a nice little moment that happens with Mama where she looks down at the ghost baby and then looks back up at you, and the camera frames her and her stance and her face perfectly for just 2 seconds too long. And all I can think of is that before this video, we got Mama and then the name of the actress. So, but in the game, you will walk in, and then that's the moment that the character gets their title card, like they always do.
Yeah, and she poses for it.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. So yeah, she had a child that was born on the other side and is straight up, like, stuck where she is.
It's a BT.
Because she can... Yeah. And your radar machine shit is going fucking crazy because it's right there. But that shows you then that, like... anyway, I don't know. I mean, whatever the speculation is on that, it's like, okay, so they're not inherently hostile. So step one, right? Get ready for your high narrative game. I won't spoil the ones that do this, but get ready for the game where the horrible, monstrous threat might not even be that sinister in its intentions.
Apologies, a tiny bit of music just played over what you were saying.
I was saying, get ready for the possibility of your... there's 2 games I can think of where, hey, guess what? It turns out that the horrible, scary, frightening thing might not be sinister in its intentions.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that it presents a horrible threat to you the whole time. You know?
Mm-hmm.
We see her nursing one and cradling one before we're even playing the game in our hands. So whatever the fuck implications are there, we can take. And then you get introduced to Guillermo, and like... he basically, he sits there and explains the baby tech to you, and it sounds horrifying. Like, it sounds like some evil villain. It sounds
inhumane.
And they're talking about it like, yep, that's what we got to do, so here's why we do them, and then we're going to dispose of these babies because they have a time limit naturally, but don't worry about that. Anyway,
we'll just make a new one with
their
their coma mom.
And you're just like, we're the good guys, right? Right? With this baby that has to be tricked into thinking it's still connected to its mom. Still mom was the term.
Yes.
Still mom.
Mm-hmm.
And not stillborn, mind you, still mother. and it's like, uh-oh, if you wait too long or whatever, the baby gets stressed and starts to maybe realize that things are wrong. So you have to connect it to its still mother, and it has to update its firmware to kind of feel like it's still in the womb properly. Like, what the fuck is happening?
This seems like... How do I put this? Okay, things are bad, right? Got it. All right. Listen, Gendo, how do you want to fix this? You got some science? That seems bad to do, Mr. Ikari. Yeah, but the situation's bad, right? It seems like that. There's like a real Evangelion vibe to me of, or you know, I'm sure there's a million other examples. That's just the first one that came to mind of just like, yeah, this is like evil, horrible science that is inhumane and affront to God and nature. But fuck it, gotta do it.
And we're going to hand wave it in casual conversation, because by the time you will fully understand what's happening, you'll be accepting of the horrors.
What are you going to not use the stolen weird still mom baby? What are you going to...
You know, of course we had to rip it out of her womb. What choice did we have? What are we supposed to do? All die? You know, like, you know, you're just going to be like, okay. And I can already see, like, the plot starting to happen where it's like, okay, so Norman is gonna not want to let, you know, and like with all the promo material of like the baby being held by him outside of its actual container and stuff.
Yeah,
you can full on fast track to the end game of like, Norman won't let the baby go. Norman is trying to keep his baby. Stop it, Norman. We need a BB. Excuse me. You have to give up your BB. You know. Yeah. So
I want to see like swap in a new BB for perks.
Sure.
Like an inventory screen with BBs.
But I think the whole point is that the one in the game is a character. You know?
Probably.
Like, I don't think it's an item. I think the one you have that we've been seeing is a specific character with a specific, like, origin point and so on that we'll find out as it goes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then obviously, like, the whole connection thing is the big theme and whatnot.
There was one part that was really fucking ham-fisted, though, which I guess is appropriate. But when he's talking to Luden's fan, and he's like...
Yeah.
Luden's fan's like, hey man, you're gonna do more jobs for me, right? I know it's weird, but I feel like we share a connection. I'm like, come on, come on, really? Like, fuck off.
But Koji's always been on that level. Like, he's never gonna be just highbrow about it. It's like, you know, like, what are our themes? Can we like shove them down your throat? Okay, well, good, right? But you're still gonna probably enjoy it by the end of it, regardless. So. No, that's, it didn't show much, but, like, and then I guess
it's pretty clear that a huge amount of that game is just traversing the environment.
Yes, 100%. Like, the fact that of all the tools we've seen, like, 2 weapons and 15 different ways to climb a wall.
Different ladder, rope, etc.
Bridge.
Yeah.
String rope bridge, you know what I mean? And like teeter-tottering, like balancing high blocks is gameplay, you know, but they don't get chased by these things, you know. So I think it might be a more pacifist game than we might be thinking as well. Like, it feels like combat options might be limited, you know.
Listen, I made that Solid Snake game that was anti-war, but it had cool shooting in it. None of you understood that. You were all just like, man, what a badass. Okay, no, seriously.
Time to take your weapons away.
It's bad.
Now you push. And also, he made a joke about the fact that, like, peeing on things might have a function. But don't worry, you can't pee on other people.
The most important thing is that you absolutely cannot see Norman's penis.
You can't see Norman's penis. The Reedus penis cannot be seen. And Reedus
Fuck off.
The Re- the Re- the Reedus Peedus didn't agree to any sort of golden shower
No, sir.
depictions in his contract. So he agreed to, be seen urinating, providing that it is only on enemies and objects and not on people or friendly NPCs.
Never.
And most certainly never on babies.
No. Don't do it.
Been a highly anticipated gameplay footage anyway.
He's fucking with us, man. For real. Like, it's fucking 45 seconds of the 6 minutes they showed total was just, oh yeah, taking a pee.
Like,
no. Mm-hmm.
Is there like a second button option there where he just drops trowel?
Oh yeah.
And like a whole lot of fungus grows all of a sudden? What are we doing? Koji?
I don't know, man. More than anything, I'm like baffled as to what the beginning of that game could possibly be.
Walking out of the White House.
Do you think it's going to hit us with the usual, back in the day there was a Cold War between East and West, or it's just going to be like...
We're so beyond that. We're so beyond that.
Excuse me.
Honestly, it's like the fact that this is about rebuilding America. It's like fuck the entire nation. Like
no. I just mean in presentation wise. If we're gonna get like a prologue, like man talking to us about how shit got fucked.
It might, but I would rather if we got that later. I'd rather we just got dropped into the narrative right away and then worked your way back to that information.
I've been thinking about it, and there's only two things that I'd want. I would actually be really disappointed with the prologue, like, back in the day, monsters and shit, right? That'd be lame.
Exposition, yeah.
But, what would be cool is, just doing a little mission with no exposition at all, and just, like, go on it. Or what would really be the coolest is Norman Reedus, he's a young guy, and he's going to his CIA job, whatever the fuck he was doing, in Washington, and he's driving on the highway.
In normal world,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
and then, ghosts.
Yeah. That feels... Here's the problem with that. The step to get to the level of Metroid bullshit technology we see. We talked about this last time a little bit, but it's like, you can't just like time jump that
it's not 5
6
years.
Months later.
Yeah.
Like fuck off. That's not Joel. That's not Joel and his daughter, walking through the fucking city and then suddenly, and then we jump, You can't do that, man.
Maybe
they have environment scanning bullshit machines and hologram people. And like at one point, Guillermo del Toro is like walking through the wall as a hologram. Yeah, because he's
a hologram. Yeah,
and you're just like, no, fuck off. Like, no, man, you're not in a time jump and saying, yeah, we got here while you weren't watching viewer. Like, fuck, no, there has to be something before that. But anyway, so that's what I saw. And then there's going to be other Gamescom stuff that we should probably get into like at a later date when it's more relevant and stuff. But a couple other things happened.
I'm in particular looking at this awesome Forbes article. I'm going to send it to you into Discord. Just sent it to you. It is my favorite thing from today.
Oh God! Okay.
It is my favorite thing from today.
Okay. So I'm gonna send you. So this is you can read the headline of that Stadia article, and I'll send you the one that I found.
Oh, you found a different one? Okay,
I found
That's good. I'm glad we were both on the same fucking page. I'm so glad
we can trade. We can trade. Yeah.
All right. So the one that I found was on Forbes, and it was there's a bitter irony in every single Google Stadia YouTube stream so far, and you found.
Okay, so this one like the lead-in or the byline, excuse me, is on Eurogamer. Google Stadia concert is Google Stadia Connect Gamescom live report byline. It was nothing. You click on the article, you go to it. Inside, there's a link to the video, and then underneath that, it says, seriously, it was nothing. Absolutely nothing. Don't bother reading this. Just move on.
Holy shit! Holy shit! I'm like, and then it's just like a coverage. It's like a live blog, and the live blog is, wow, that's absolutely nothing. One of the most pointless shows briefings I've ever had the displeasure of sitting through.
Like, Eurogamer just fucking, like, straight up was like, guys, we have to link this video to you, otherwise we're not doing our jobs. But
so the conference is literally just them saying this game is coming to the Stadia, and then they show a trailer that you've already seen.
Yes.
Then it was like, that's it. That was the whole thing.
Yep. And then they showed a bunch of games, and they went, look at these games that you have / these are, yep, that's a trailer for the thing. So I'm like, yep, there's Samurai Showdown.
So what's really funny is, like, a ton of fighting games got announced for it. Like,
yeah.
MK11 and Samcho and some others, I'm sure. But the Forbes article makes a slightly more substantial point, and the Forbes article is about every single time Google has streamed a YouTube stream of Stadia, of like a show or conference, it has run like shit. Like, my Twitter was blowing up of people laughing because the frame rate of the stream was in like single digits. The stream would crash. And it's like, this is the same thing. It's literally the same fucking thing.
I mean, like, I was just gonna laugh at the fact that, like, there was a tweet they put out for, like, Samurai Showdown that was like, practice your combos for Samurai Showdown on the Stadia, and everyone in the Sam Show Discord is like, right, practice our combos, got it.
Yeah.
like, fuck off, man.
It is,
but
it is. Oh my god, like. So the funniest, I went back and was looking at part of the stream earlier. That's with that little piece of music that you guys heard on my end. And, like, the stream's archive shows the games looking fine because they're just trailers, right? But the funniest thing is that when people contacted me that I was missing the stream, they were telling me that all the games ran like shit and had bad frame rates. But that's not what was happening, because they were just playing existing trailers. But the video feed was so bad that it made the games look like they had terrible frame rates in pre-cut trailers.
Oh, the stream itself was choppy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking weird. Okay.
Well, don't worry. Google doesn't know anything about streaming video. You take a look at Google, they know something about streaming video. But that Google, they don't know anything. This Google, it's a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke.
I mean, it'll never in a million years happen. However, like, there's, the times when we talk about how it's like, when I play a game online, I want to see the latency number so that I know what I'm getting, right? And, like, there's something about that where it's honest and it's unpleasant, right? But it's the point at which the game developer acknowledges that, look, your internet connection is not going to create a perfect local couch co-op experience here. We acknowledge this and understand this, and we know that there's Wi-Fi bars, or we know that there's wired connections that'll improve it. But here's the number, because for those who need to know, for those who, like, that matters, it helps to see how bad this connection is to know whether it's you or whether it's the game.
Tell me,
in this case,
right now, under ideal conditions, Stadia adds approximately 34 milliseconds of lag in these cities.
That's it.
You'd be able to go, oh, okay.
It's like exactly. That's 100% where I was going. Is just It's not pleasant, and it's not for, casual user interface purposes. But if you would know that where you are with your connection, you are approximately this fucked versus being somewhere else in the country that's different, that has it better, that rating would make a difference. And it's just like, I hope that they don't try to just pretend it's all the same thing and hide that information.
They're going to, Woolie, because you remember at GDC where they were showing off Assassin's Creed Odyssey running on it. Now, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is the best game you could possibly show this for, because that game has like 4 or 5 frames of input lag already.
Right.
And the video came out right away of like somebody moving the controller with the screen visible, and it took like a second and a half for the person to move.
Yeah.
And that was at GDC I think it's in San Francisco or Vegas, or it's a major American city.
On a kiosk that's like, come touch it.
That was built to show it off in ideal conditions.
Yeah.
Again,
it's just if
not you get fucked, but just like, it's gonna be so bad.
Yeah. So there you go.
I can only imagine.
It's about 45 minutes of their conference was. And like, while I was scrubbing, because I needed to know, and in between all the trailers for the games that were already out and the things you'd already seen, was just a lady on a white background, and it was just the most disconnected feeling thing. And I was like, okay, like, we're off to a rollicking good start here. Like, if you think, because basically it's like, they seem to be under the impression that like this kind of distance from, I don't want to say power users, but like this distance from people who understand what streaming is fully is going to help them or save them somehow. And I don't really get why they're doubling down on that. Like, it's like, you have to be honest about this technology. You can't just hide it and pretend it's going to be okay, guys.
So, I think there's something that we've been ignoring in that, because me and you, we're big power users. I also am not a big fan of that term, but I mean, it's accurate in this particular case, right? But then there's also people who, they play their PS4 game, they play Call of Duty every year, Madden, right? We're forgetting that people bitch when Netflix is slow to work.
Yeah.
They fucking bitch, and they're right to, and that's the same technology. And that the kids who play the games on their phones, those games don't have latency issues, not in the vast majority of them, because, and I foresee a situation where the thought is that people who aren't big video game people, whatever, they won't even notice, right? I feel that it's actually closer to everyone notices. Everyone will notice. The difference is whether or not people like you and me and most of the people listening to this podcast are going to be able to go, man, this is laggy as fuck, right? Instead of just going, I don't know what it is, but this thing feels like shit.
Right. Articulating it.
Like, I remember I was on a couple focus tests for things. I remember I focus tested Army of Two, the sequel to that, I think. And I was talking to the guy they had running it. I'm like, man, this is early, but the frame rate's really fucking bad. Why are you even bringing us in here to take a look at this? Like, it's not even hitting 25. And then the other guy, bro man, the person they actually wanted to focus test it, was just like, man, this feels slow. It feels bad. Right. It doesn't feel like Gears, I
don't know why, but yeah. I'm, like, giddy and nervous and immensely curious to know. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. Who will be the first exclusive to Stadia?
That was announced during that stream.
Other. What is it?
Orcs Must Die 3.
Exclusive to the lag.
For a time.
Okay.
For a time.
No. I'm talking full on.
No,
time,
never.
Yes.
Never.
Because what do you develop at that point, right? Like, you decide that your game is now permanently underwater. Like, this is how it exists forever for everyone. Like, how much money is worth that? Enough
Well,
to
because
throw it
Google
out?
doesn't have any fucking internal game developers, right? Like they don't.
No.
Yeah. So.
But like, if you go the Epic route and just go like, look, we want Stadia to compete, therefore competition means exclusives.
Yeah.
Therefore, we're buying off some exclusives, right? How much money do you pay, not for a store that is a problem, but for a platform that's a problem? Like, how much is that worth? You know? Oh, man, yeah, that was funny. All right.
Orcs Must Die
anyway.
3 would not be possible today without Google's support. They are behind the game in a big way. We've hired more developers to bring it to life. It's the Orcs Must Die game that the fans of the first two games have been wanting, and we're thrilled that we have the opportunity to make it. I will translate that for everyone. We were kind of broke, and Google offered us a shit ton of money to make it a timed exclusive for a year. So Orcs Must Die 3 will come out as it's supposed to be, but in a year.
I've never played it. What genre is it?
I'm not super sure. I think it's like a weird behind-the-back MOBA or some shit.
Because check this out. Exclusive to Stadia, some big-ass turn-based game where active response time doesn't matter.
Like Civ. Right? Civ would be a fucking...
Some game where who gives a fuck what the lag is? It's about your decision. So then you're all good.
I'm trying to find a list of games that are actually exclusive to it. And I'm having a lot of fucking trouble. A lot of trouble.
I mean, I haven't heard of a single thing until today's announcement. So
I'm looking at an article on Tech Radar about Google Stadia exclusives, and it does not mention one outside of the fucking Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So
some of these are fucking hilarious. Like Destiny 2 and fucking Elder Scrolls Online and fucking let's play fucking MMOs on a fucking distributed service. You know the fucking genre that I was talking about 3-4 weeks ago? How people set up bullshit fake VPNs to trick the games into having less latency?
Yeah. I'm doing a quick it seems like there's like almost nothing listed in that but at the same time it's like, fuck, man, like, again, if Epic spends the amount it does to get people on their store, how much would Google have to spend? Like how it's not even an inconvenient purchase. It's a possible send it out to die.
It's also a port. Like the Epic thing, it's and you take the existing PC version and drag and drop it into our shit instead of Steam's, right?
Yeah.
I can't even imagine.
This is a port. Yeah.
You were the one who explained to me that like once you add latency into the mix, bug testing becomes nightmarish.
Unbelievable. At least if you're doing it properly, you could always just do it lazy, not care, not do your stress test, and just put it out and hope for the best. You know. But if you're doing it properly, it's fucking, the costs become ghoulish.
I think. I don't know what the fuck the idea of the Stadia is going to do, because like word of mouth is more powerful than like the word on high, like say reviews. But let's take reviews for example, right? Let's take a game that I'm playing right now, Destiny 2 fucking Shadowkeep's coming out in October on the Stadia, right? Review for it goes up. Sure. And they go, PC version's obviously the best place to pay it, but you need a juicy PC, same as always. Xbox and PS4 versions are pretty much exactly the same as you would expect, save for this feature or that feature, right? Don't play it on the Stadia. And that will probably be the same for every single fucking game and outlet to come out. Like, The
I don't know.
good
Some
review for
people
a
might
game on
be
the
like-
Stadia is going to be like, it's not so bad on the Stadia, this one.
Some people might just be like, if you absolutely must play this on the go and you have no portable options and you want to use it on your phone, then here you can play this underwater. You know, but it'll just be like by default, it'll just be like, this is your review score, Stadia version -2. You know.
Oh my god.
Well, no, but that's not even true because it's like, how much does like lag affect the gameplay? Like that's you can't even put a hard number on that.
Well, wait, hold on.
Anyway.
Let's back it up. Let's take a look at something on the Stadia. What is the minimum connection speed required for requirements in order to hit Google Stadia minimum speed requirements for 720p? You need 10 megabits a second. So where the fuck are you playing this on the
35.
go? Sorry, was that?
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm like not on a plane internet connection.
You could have fucking connected to your phone and blow your entire month's worth of data in like 3 hours. Or you're gonna use it on
1080p
on the office's shitty Wi-Fi.
McDonald's.
I am excited. I am excited to see this shit work with Wi-Fi. Like,
oh my god, dude! Like a game like Sam Show or Mortal Kombat 11 get announced, and you go online, like, like it's not in. You know how those things where it's like, oh fuck, I see a player who's got a Wi-Fi connection symbol. Disconnect. I don't want to play him. Like, good luck finding anyone on anything decent.
There was a term I heard SkillUp use once where he described red bar warriors. And they're everywhere. It doesn't matter the genre, right? As long as it's competitive, you have fought a red bar warrior. Like an entire platform of nothing but.
So, you know how they talked about features where people can connect and join and do stuff and play with you or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like, in a case specifically like Mortal Kombat, I'm trying to think about, like, a version of the game where, if you were to just do this, like, let's say Parsec works now, where you're sitting at home, I'm sitting at home, our controllers connect to the same game and are playing it locally off the same system.
Right.
You can cut yourself some latency issues.
Yeah.
But in a Stadia situation where I'm connecting to my own copy of the game and you're connecting to your own copy of the game, and those two copies are now connecting to each other.
And have to send the information back to the two copies and then back to each. Like, there are 5 points of failure there.
like the fucking nonsense that is the two Stadia servers within the same location, of course, still having to talk to each other, plus your own bullshit with your controllers. You're fucking, like, how can that possibly go smoothly? Like, on what planet is that going to work?
I'm really excited.
React to this fucking, the startup of this boom. Like, anyway, all right, look.
You know what I love about the Stadia? This is going to be the last thing I say about it. We're like, holy shit, so much news this week. Let's take a good 15, 20 minutes to just dunk on it. Because fuck it, holy shit.
Because it's coming so fast. It's coming so fast. Like, the name dropped and everyone went, what is this? And then they didn't tell you what it was. And the whole thing was for like a solid week or two, what is it? And then they told you what it was and you're like, no, go back. I want to go back to not knowing.
Oh, man.
And now it's just like, we're moving forward, but you don't seem to be acknowledging reality. So good luck, Google.
As far as I'm concerned, when like there's 3 nails in the Stadia coffin that we've hit, and then there's a 4th one. Step 1. Wait, what? No, you're not getting games for free. What are you talking about? Of course you'll have to buy them full price.
Good chunk.
right? Number 2.
Yeah.
Wait, well, if Stadia failed, why, what we'll do our best with your games or whatever that bullshit was.
Your purchases.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Step 3 was no, don't touch it. No, don't look at it. Like there's like no hands-on actual review. Like
Yeah,
shouldn't this thing be out in
that.
kiosks like a fucking VR sets were, so people go, "Oh wow, look, it's cool."
Roll that together with what little we saw had that massive lag on it.
Yeah, every
Roll
single
that
piece
together.
of footage has looked like shit.
Roll that together with like it did like the fears that everyone has are real.
Yeah.
You know, like if those first two things existed, but then you touched it and it was like no lag, they fixed that problem.
Yeah.
Right. This would be a very different conversation.
And then, hey, you want a fourth one? The fourth one is, I'm really excited for the Google Stadia. I really believe in Google's ability to run an amazing, cool, distributed streaming network. They run YouTube, right? Oh, the stream crashed.
Yeah.
The stream is lagging.
Yeah.
And the Forbes article points out that the YouTube stream requires 0 input from you. That's an easier job than the one that Stadia will ostensibly be managing.
I really wish this were a conversation, like Stadia's existence was a conversation about like strictly fear of digital data, and that's it, right? Because if everything else was like, nope, this is a normal console in the sense that we don't have lag issues to worry about, we don't have anything to think about, and like this whole conversation was just, yeah, but what about the fear of digital, right? Mm-hmm. It would be a much more like interesting topic to get into because some things are just going to go that way permanently back, and it's not that. Like instead, it just ends up not having the conversation at all because it's never been a contender. So we get to like not have this conversation for another X amount of years until something serious comes along and actually boasts like, no, hold on, actually consider digital games for real though. You might not get to own them anymore. That's going to happen eventually. But right now, this is not that talk. Anyway.
What a fucking joke.
Insomniac.
Yeah. Sony bought Insomniac.
I mean, like, who the fuck didn't see it coming? But at the same time, who saw it coming?
I'm shocked they didn't buy them 15 fucking years ago.
That's what I'm... Like, you see them doing basically the equivalent of like, first-party work for all this time. And I guess they kind of just looked at it and went like, man, we don't want you guys pulling that Sunset Overdrive shit anymore. Like, stop with that. Just stay here. No more nonsense.
We'll let you keep the Spider-Man license.
We'll make more Spider-Man.
Yeah. We all did it.
So, yeah. Please don't try that Sunset Overdrive shit anymore. Stay with us. Stay home. Make more Spider-Man.
Spider-Man good.
We'll feed you.
We'll feed you
Just
Spider-Man.
come back, baby. Come back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sure. Plus, they probably want, like, some fat fucking exclusives for PS5.
Yeah, why not?
Like, they probably have some crazy PS5, like, launch plan they want these guys on. So they're just like, you work for us now. That's the end of it.
Yeah.
And, like, whatever, man. Fucking Spider-Man was a choice. So, good on you. That's currently, like, now easily one of Sony's best fucking first-party companies now,
Yeah, absolutely.
We're never going to see any numbers on that, but interesting. Interesting.
Oh, definitely not.
Okay, so you've paid attention to any of this Siege shit?
I did not.
Okay, so I got the
Rainbow
cliff
Six
notes
Siege.
on it. Yes, I have the cliff notes on it, but basically sounds like people are pretty fucking upset.
You can now report Siege players with a negative attitude?
No.
Okay.
They added a Fortnite style battle pass,
Ah.
and basically, battle passes are cash money. So they announced their new year 4 season, and they're putting a mini battle pass up front where you can unlock a character for completing it. And of course, there's a paid tier that'll be coming later or whatever. And yeah, and my friend basically sent me an announcement, and she explained that community is pretty pissed off right now because it's a paid game with confusing multiple versions, loot boxes that drop from a roulette wheel first, loot boxes that cost the whole price of the game, MTX store, premium skins that are 20 each, and a season pass now and now a new battle pass all in, right? So 4 season passes rather.
Let me talk to you. I played Siege for about a month. Me and my buddy Vel got into it. It's a fucking fantastic game. Every single part of you getting a character or putting money into the game is a confusing fucking mess. There are gold skins, Master whatever the fuck they're called, right? For this character, that costs $609, and for this character costs $720. Why? I don't fucking know.
Legendaries are all different prices.
Everything in the game is a different price, and they want you to buy a full price expansion pass or whatever the fuck for the characters every new season. And if you don't, you get fucked because it's a counterpick system. And as a result, the new characters are always crazy strong for months because nobody knows what the fuck to do with them. It is it's For Honor was gonna go this way, and they fucking reeled it the fuck in. And parts of you remember For Honor got a store overhaul and all sorts of shit?
Yes.
All the changes that were made to that store were the result of problems with Siege. Because they cleaned up Siege's store and then they transferred those ideas over to For Honor to clean that thing up before For Honor had become so fucked up and confusing.
Right.
So I want to point out the single most fucked up thing about Rainbow Six Siege and how to buy it. Right? So I'm going to type in Siege. I'm on Steam right now. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. It's currently $30. Right? So we have regular, $30. Deluxe for $40. Gold for $80. Ultimate for $140. What does that actually include?
What the fuck is that?
I don't know. Let's fucking click on it. Oh, it doesn't tell you. Right off the fucking bat. Oh, here we go. Edition comparison. All right. So, you know how Ubisoft loves their little charts?
Sure.
Okay. Here's what you get in order. $30 is the base game. Right? $40, the deluxe edition, gets you the base game and the DLC operators they added in the first year. That's pretty simple, right? Rainbow Six Siege Gold, which costs $80, gets you the base game, the year 1 operators, which is the DLC, the year 4 pass, which will include the operators and whatnot coming forward, and nothing else. I know what you're thinking.
1 and 4.
Yeah, that's weird, huh? The Ultimate Edition, the one that costs $140, costs $140 because it also includes the year 2 and 3 operators.
Which the previous one didn't.
Yeah. The season passes are full price, and they never went down in price once.
Oh my god. Wow.
And okay, the cost with in-game currency to unlock a single operator is insanely long. You're better off going to work for an extra shift than trying to fucking...
So my biggest like what question, and the thing I fucking wonder about this is like looking at this list of like a billion different types of micro added to this game and whatnot, and I'm assuming they weren't there from the get go, right? I'm assuming things are a lot simpler.
In the first batch, I think they were like, we'll do an expansion pass, like a season pass for operators, which are the characters.
Yeah,
and then it had the potential for all the other things that got bolted in, but I'm not super sure. I wasn't there at the beginning.
Because basically what I'm wondering is, like, are we seeing what happens when Ubisoft strikes gold with a game, where the gameplay is really fun, they hit success on it, and then you start sticking on little bits and pieces to this thing?
They build all their shit with potential to monetize it now. Like, I'm sure Siege always had the plans, even if it didn't launch with it. But it's just like, Siege is a fantastic game that I find difficult to recommend because it costs so much fucking money to play it.
Like, what you're describing when you like with all this loot box stuff, premium skins, season passes, battle passes, like, it sounds like you're describing a free-to-play game.
Except,
but you're not.
Pony it up.
And in fact, you're describing a full, and not a full, rather, you're describing a game, multiple versions and price points.
So
that then begin with that free-to-play stuff that gets added onto it.
So they don't have it anymore, but it used to be much worse, because there used to be a version of the game that cost $20 called the trial version. And the trial version came with a lower amount of characters. Like, it didn't come with the full roster, even of year one, but it was $20, right? The trial version.
It's called Trial?
Yeah. No, what was it called? The base, whatever the fuck it was called. Sure. It was baby version. I forget what it was called, right?
Sure.
Starter pack, whatever. Starter version, I think. It was a trick. That version of the game was a literal fucking trick. Because you would load in, and you would start with, let's say, 6 of the 10 operators for year one. Now, normally in-game, I'm making these numbers up, so pardon me. Normally in-game, it costs, like, I don't know, 5,000 rainbow in-game bucks to buy a character, right? Now, you can earn those or you can buy them, right? That'd take, like, 10 hours of good-ass play, maybe 15 hours, right? If you bought the $20 version of the game, though, those were all, like, 5 times as high to get them with the in-game currency. So if you bought the non-$60 version at release, it would cost you like 100 times longer in time to unlock characters the free way.
Oh my god.
Forever.
Wow.
So it was this thing where people would be like, oh, Siege is on sale, and that version of the game would go down to, like, you know, if it was 75% off, the $60 version would go down to like $20 or whatever, and then the
$20 version goes out to like $5.
Yeah, and then it would be on the fucking Rainbow Six Siege subreddit. Like, don't buy that version.
Oh my god. The trap.
It's fucked.
Oh my god.
That game is fucked, man, and it sucks because it's great. Like, it is legitimately fantastic. It is also a really good esport because of the nature of, like, it's essentially like more brutal Counter-Strike. But it's fucked. Wow. So hearing that they're adding a battle pass to it is just like great. This game is Ubisoft's, like, test bed for every type of monetization they have.
Yeah, because the game is good enough that it can survive the impact.
Like, remember when Assassin's Creed was the fucking prototype for every bullshit idea they ever came up with?
Yeah.
Now it's Siege.
Yeah. Like, if you know your game is a fucking winner, if you know the baseline is going to have people on it, let's just try it all out and see what shit sticks, you know? Like, wow, man.
I remember watching, I forget his name because it was like a year ago, but I watched a YouTuber's, like, you know, like 30-minute breakdown of, like, a review of Siege, like 2-3 years in kind of thing. And it was like, he was very frustrated as somebody who built, like, parts of a channel around the game and loved the game. He's like, this could be the biggest game. This could be Fortnite. This could be Counter-Strike. but it's so fucking hard to get people in because buying it is so confusing and difficult that you talk to them and they go, no.
So if you just go to that Battle Pass announcement YouTube video right now and you just look at the fucking ratio, like, it is like, there's like, you're looking at fucking an overwhelming amount of people thumbing down this fucking thing. People are fucking pissed. There's like twice as many dislikes as there are likes. Yeah. So, no, it's really interesting though, because like, again, the fact that it's like, but underneath all of this is a very fun hero-based game, right?
It's fantastic.
Yeah, so that means like we are willing to stir in just as much shit as you're willing to swallow.
Say, this is going to be a ridiculous example, but like, say, like Third Strike had all this shit in it and was getting a battle pass, and it had been 4 years of like the most aggressive, disgusting monetization possible. But it's Third Strike, man.
But it's Third Strike,
and there's big tournaments all the time, and like,
And what are you going to do? Not play Third Strike? You're going to find something else? Really? What are you going to find? Yeah.
It's fucking awful.
So, like, Ubi will change when people yell loud enough. They've shown and demonstrated that they're willing to. But, like, willingness to come back.
Those version changes to match it up with the Chinese version, like, within a week. Do you remember that? They did the aggressive For Honor, like, fucking pricing restructure. Yeah.
You know, on the loot. So, like, they will, but, like...
Keep being annoying and loud.
Yeah. But when it's the crown jewel baby, like, will they come next season with a little bit of shit in your yogurt? You know?
Yes.
Anyway. All right, let's move on. So, there's this thing that got announced called Ghostrunner. Have you seen it?
I saw a few clips of it. Give me a second. Okay, so, Woolie, I'm going to need you to not talk for just 1 second as I quickly press the video and turn the YouTube volume down. All right, I did it. I'm now looking at Ghostrunner.
This looks very relevant to my interests.
It sure does.
There's a whole lot of wall running. There's a whole lot of, like, death from above, and you got a sword, and it seems like it's a one-hit, one-kill, bullet time parkour futuristic first-person action game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Talk to me, you know.
In Blade Runner
it's coming to everything. Announced for everything right now.
Even the Stadia? No, it doesn't look like it's announced for the Stadia. You can't say that it's announced for everything, man. We gotta include the Stadia in these conversations now.
Okay, well, anyway, PS4, Expo, and Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are saying a mixture of Dishonored and Mirror's Edge. I don't know enough about Dishonored to...
The way he holds the sword makes the first-person perspective look just like Dishonored.
Okay. Well, the wall running makes me think of Titanfall.
Yeah.
So,
and also the ability to jump forward and stuff like that is... And, dodge, and also go into bullet time is very similar.
Yeah. Anyway, it's quite a ways away because this is like next year.
Looks hot.
But it looks fucking hot. Yeah.
Probably the most interesting thing to... Oh, sorry. After you.
No, I hope it's going to be a set of linear levels that you have to play from beginning to end in a certain way that you get better as you go. Yeah. I hope it's, like, super hot.
I think the weirdest thing is that it's coming on PC later, which means that the game will have to be very much designed controller in mind, which is weird because they're clearly not using a controller in the trailer.
Yeah, we'll see. So there's that. There's this other thing here called Blasphemous. And this appears to be pretty wild narrative, kind of like gory, pixel-based action 2D. I don't want to say Souls-like. I don't want to say Vania-like or
Well, it literally
Metroid-like,
says,
but
prepare for a descent in a dark and punishing Metroidvania world.
okay, well,
They say it.
all right. And I suppose it is.
The character
like,
design is so weird.
It's very weird. There's a giant spike head thing, and yeah, you look like just a weird, punished, tortured individual.
This looks like a high-end, like, Sega arcade game, the way the pixels move.
Yeah, parts of it also remind me of Death's Gambit,
Yeah.
but, like, nicer in terms of, like, how the sprite quality is coming together. A little less slidey. But yeah, man, this is some weird new shit from, it's called The Game Kitchen, Spanish. It's a Spanish game, and this is coming out next month, actually. So
Really?
September 10th. Yeah.
Damn.
It's everything, including Switch. So yeah, it seems interesting. Seems interesting. Team 17 is publishing.
Oh, it might have actually had its release date bumped up from the 26th to the 10th. Huh.
So yeah, that just got announced. Looks cool. Then a couple of just little scraps here and there. Again, let's just, in the interest of time, P5 Royale is like literally just forget about it because you're getting it spring 2020.
Yep. Pretend it's not real.
Just literally ignore everything that you're seeing because we're seeing like there's a season reveal trailer. There's all these trailers for characters and content and stuff. They're ramping up. But like, are they going to continue this pace of trailer dropping through the rest of the year into spring 2020?
Of course not.
What are we doing?
They'll do a couple English ones, but I
mean, the game's coming out in October in Japan.
Yeah.
But for English, it's like that's fucking months away. So anyway, there's that. Then a bunch of wacky shit got announced, like, hey, Monster Rancher 1 is getting ported to the Switch because of frothing demand, apparently.
I saw that and double took because that makes no fucking sense.
Well, how do you actually run the mechanic of putting CDs in and getting monsters?
So we should mention, because Monster Rancher 1 is an obscure game from like 20 years ago, Monster Rancher 1 was like a Pokemon thing, but you would put your music and other game CDs. You would take the Monster Rancher disc out, put a different CD in, it would read it, and it would give you a weird, fucked up monster based on its like UPC code or some shit.
Yeah.
How the fuck does that work on the Switch? You're completely right.
No word is on how. I mean,
there were in-game monsters you could use.
Yes,
and complete if you had no CDs.
You wouldn't ditch that feature entirely, though. Like you could, that would kill a bunch of what the game is supposed to be, as far as I'm concerned. Like I feel like maybe having some sort of like spoofing system, like put into the port, where you enter like a seed number and then it randomly generates a seed. A lot less fun than grabbing your parents' gospel CDs and sticking them in and seeing what you get. But
I remember playing the demo on that and put in my RE2 disc, and it didn't give me a zombie, and I was like, this game's bullshit. And that was my entire experience with the Monster Rancher franchise.
Well, it can honestly just be any random input, right? So like even if it's like, hey, this game supports. Wait, is there a camera on the Switch?
Yes.
Are you sure? Does anything use it?
Yeah.
Wait.
Like,
Is there a camera on the Switch?
Sure.
I have to Google this really quickly right now.
Does the Switch have a
I have
camera?
no idea.
The Nintendo Switch camera, where is it and how does it work? Some games need a camera and you've got one you probably didn't know about.
Each infrared...
They're on the Joy-Cons.
Joy-Con camera is on the bottom, yeah.
Oh, but they're only infrared cameras.
They're not actual cameras.
They're not cameras.
There is no camera on the Switch. Well,
that was a weird moment.
Fuck.
What a walk back.
Okay. Well, because it's like, it's one of those why wouldn't it? And then you're like, wait, not a single thing has ever used it if it would. So, because I was going to say like, oh, take a QR code picture or some shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
But fuck it. Well, anyway, get transported to a faraway land or to a world where monsters rule. Like, what does it say? Yeah, 29, like straight up later this year. I don't know who the fuck this, like, why? Why all this noise now? I need to know how they're going to do that. I need to know how you can your random disk data.
It's probably just going to suck shit, man.
They're just going to leave it in, and then it's going to tell you to insert disk, and then you can't, and then they'll just say press triangle to cancel. Yeah.
Yep. Fuck
Great.
it. Fuck
Great.
you.
Hey, did you know that Adam Hunter had a daughter?
Who the fuck's Adam Hunter?
Streets of Rage 4.
Oh, the fucking no.
Yellow shirt man, Adam. Streets of Rage. His daughter, Cherry Hunter, is now playable in Streets of Rage 4.
That's stupid.
She's got a guitar.
Okay.
And she does Streets of Rage stuff.
Alright, well, it just linked me some
That's cool.
shit.
Yeah, I like her. The design is nice. I like her design. It's fun. And you know, it's not Blaze Fielding, but I think she's pretty dope. I dig it.
Yeah, that does look cool.
This game,
Adam
like
have
I
a robot arm.
Adam didn't have a robot arm. Did he?
Sure.
I don't know Streets of Rage that well. I'm a Final Fight boy. I don't know nothing about that.
No, I'm thinking of the other guy. So
I remember
doctor,
Adam
he was
just being
bald and he had a robot
yellow
arm.
shirt, black guy. That's all I really remember. But yeah, from trying this out back at PAX, like I still maintain it's fucking solid as a new beat 'em up, and even though again it's not the franchise I'm the most into, I think people are not going to be too disappointed if you're a fan of Streets of Rage shit. So tight. So we got that. Fucking Breakers collection from out of nowhere.
Wait,
for no reason.
Isn't there only one game?
Due to there's Breakers and Breakers Revenge. Due to one person asking about this, probably my friend Jimmy Bones, they appear to be collecting Breakers and Breakers Revenge.
Did we talk about this last week? This seems really familiar.
We did not. This is brand new. This is wacky new shit. Neo Geo game that, like, quite frankly, got forgotten and came and went, like as like one of those 80K things.
Mahurl?
This is the one with the Claw Girl. Breakers is hot shit.
It's terrible, right? Hold on.
It's great. It's amazing. No. It's Breakers Revenge is fucking amazing. It's the one with like Dow and the guy and then the Native American does the moonlight shake and show.
Yeah, it is. It's got Mahurl, and he does the fucking belly stomp. That's complete fucking shit.
Game's awesome.
That game sucks, man.
Condor. It's super good.
That
it's
game
super
is garbage. Good. What are you talking
Rila
about?
is amazing. Hell yeah.
You're fucking...
No.
This is your love of trash.
This is legit property. People go fucking ham on Breakers. Post-tournament shenanigans, Breakers tournaments are wild. They're great.
So fucking stupid.
So, that shit's coming.
Fucking ton of broken hitboxes?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. But everyone's got them. So we just go in. Go nuts.
I remember seeing, like, the ninja can't kick you if he's too close.
I don't even know why it's not just Breaker's Revenge. Like, fuck the original as far as I'm concerned.
So they can call it a collection and charge $40.
Well, anyway.
That
shit's getting ported. And
that's stupid.
It's like... one can only hope that this is the Breaker's test to see if a new Breaker's Revenge should come soon. Fucking awesome. That was wild. I love it. And then some fun stuff. New characters announced for a couple of cool games. One new characters announced for Windjammers 2. So, new trailer for that, actually. Windjammers 2 is kind of just like in the background, coming along. Much like Streets of Rage 4, obviously same developers, but, or rather, publishers, but fucking new trailer showing off Biaggi is back, and João Raposa, the new Brazilian Windjammer, and like there's some fucking bullshit disc throws in this, man. Like the supers are completely nonsense now. Like it is pure. Okay, if you're super good, you're probably to react. But looking at the new trailer for Windjammers 2, it feels like if you're not in the right place, you're just fucked when a super comes out. Like
that's kind of like tennis and ping pong, honestly. Like if you put yourself in the wrong spot, you're fucked.
Yeah, but there's like the new character does the in Windjammers the super that like shoots you at a 90-degree angle to the wall and then straight forward.
Yeah. Right.
So it does that. But then, after traveling about halfway towards the goal, it does a full parabola curve around you into the net. It's just like, so it basically draws like a sign in a way. It's fucking nonsense.
That's fucking stupid. Well, you just described me as stupid as shit.
I love it. I can't fucking wait. And there's, of course, the new mechanic, which is like holding down the catch button and letting it go. It does like a slap that returns whatever came at you at the exact same speed that it came at you.
Oh, I like that.
So it's like a parry type of like, fuck the catch and throw. I'm just slapping it back at you if I'm super godlike. And then we can have like the difference between the catch and throw. Because the catch and throw is how you took a game like Windjammers that was crazy and made it like a little bit more sane, right? The little pause between the bounces, but now that turns it into full-on speed pong. So, very cool. And Lethal League Blaze announcing new characters, including Dust and Ashes, which is the name of one character, actually. And I like that this game is still putting stuff out. I love that it's still putting this stuff out. Shout out to Team Reptile for keeping that going, because like design wise, it's been a lot of fun DLC. So this appears to be a like baghead like dude with a like noose around his neck, and then he has a
weird
stand cape that looks a bit like the stuff that floats around Ramlethal in a way, / Samson.
That's
from
weird.
Skullgirls.
I don't like that.
Really, I like it. It's pretty interesting, and I'm from seeing one of the shots, it looks like it'll disconnect from his body, and he'll have a disjointed hitbox. So it might even be like a setup character that can like bounce the ball in two directions, or rather like bounce it off of itself or some shit like that. Who knows? It's a character with a secondary. So Lethally continues to get fucking wild. That's dope. That's dope. And that's about it. So, with a couple minutes left on that clock, let's grab some emails and
let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. And if I don't know what else is going on, I'm not really to Gamescom / TGS is going down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know when that's gonna. I think that's happening super.
Isn't it usually September?
It's maybe like, or is it before that? Is it August? I don't know. Anyway, if anything else comes up, I don't know if I can tweet at me or something because I haven't. But let's see what we got. All right, we got one coming in. If you have an email, send it in to superbest. Right? Oh wow! Hey, autopilot.
That's wrong.
That's incorrect. That's not the right email.
That'll go to the wrong place and will not be read.
No. If you've got an email, where should I send?
Send it to castlesuperbeastmail@gmail.com. That's castlesuperbeastmail at gmail.com.
At gmail. That's correct. Yes. All right. Character loyalty. So, Buttface says, you guys talked about how it feels to be the guy that stays loyal to a character that's not good but gets top 8 with them. This year at EVO, I got 3rd in Ultimax with Mary.
Really?
A character that's around bottom 7, but also someone I've played since she came out, and I pretty much had to invent her myself because no one else plays her. Couldn't have done it without you guys talking about Persona and fighting games in general, which got me into them in the first place. Keep up the good shit and stay loyal with your character. That's awesome. That's fucking cool.
You put enough time into it. You too.
Any Mary Sue can make it.
She really is the most.
It doesn't get much more clear than that.
Oh,
but
Poochie.
I'm really that's fucking awesome. And hey, like seconds after that discussion, Samurai Shodown Patch Day happened, and
that was wild.
Happy patch giving, everybody. Darlie became a real. All they had to do was give her one or two little adjustments and make that heavy slash combo into a combo out of its jumping version. And we got a real girl. She's all grown up. I love it, though, because when that stuff happens and you jump online, you get to see a bunch of frauds trying to play characters that they never would have looked at twice before that. And it's like, you don't know. You haven't lived in these ghettos. Get the fuck out. This is not your hood. Yeah.
Oh, no. That's
anyway.
Oh, that must feel good for you, though.
Oh, yeah. I fought a bunch of Darlie mirrors, and they were hilarious. Because these were people with high points, like people that points don't matter as much in this game because you can just rematch forever and farm, so who cares? But people that were clearly like good ratio of wins, where it's like, yeah, you won most of your matches, but you don't know what the fuck you're doing with this character, and you're trying to see something, but like, I ain't trying to show it to you, motherfucker. This is my time. So, anyway, God bless. We got one coming in from Jer as, hey, Screamlords of the Super Beast Castle, not a question, just a link to share. Remember the discussion about how human shape is inefficient for robots doing good murder? My girlfriend sent me this fictional film by some artificial intelligence nerds. TLDR, Skynet would already win with now tech. There's no fight. Warning, this is definitely some nightmare fuel about robots. And then he sends a YouTube link. And you can look this up quite simply. Just if you go to YouTube, I watched it a little bit earlier. It's called, Slaughterbots. So the Future of Life Institute on YouTube has a video called Slaughterbots. and I watched it, and what it basically amounts to is a 7-minute Black Mirror episode in which a military company is doing a TED Talk advertising their new drone.
Uh-huh.
And it's a drone that has facial recognition, that can avoid being touched or detected, that has AI that can learn from the situation. And basically it just ends up being this thing that is like, well, that's a really cool little drone, but also it pilots itself. And also because of the facial recognition technology, it can find and approach anybody that it's looking for with the camera. But then also it has a small trace amount of a fairly inexpensive explosive in it. And what this basically does is it flies into your face and blows it off. And this is a great way to replace drone strikes in wars, because now we can just target the evil people and get them instead. And then, like, the TED Talk more or less just gets intercut with fast forward to, the bad people have hijacked a shipment of them, have programmed them to do what they want. And now people with the wrong ideologies in the wrong places are getting, like, face cam recognized and, like, targeted and the whole thing is, like, pretty horrifying. Like I said, a Black Mirror episode. But the gist is of it, and what they're getting at is, like, because they cut to a message at the end. A dude is like, "Hi, I'm a real engineer person who's been studying and working in the field of robotics and AI for the last 20 years. What we showed you right now is like a short film, but everything in it is existing current technology. Could be made right now."
That. I don't like this. I don't care for this discussion.
That's the actual fucked thing. So you get through the short and you're like, "Oh yeah, that's a crazy fucking scary thing." And then the guy goes, "Yeah, guess what? We can make this."
We haven't yet, exists. But
yeah. So
we could
join me in trying to stop this type of thing by putting in the right regulations to make sure this can never happen. And that's the point, you know.
No.
Slaughterbots.
Nah.
Yep. What if your mum ran on D batteries?
What if your mum ran on D batteries, ran into your face, and shot you with the explosives?
Okay.
Kablams.
And we'll take one last one here. Kinda lengthy, but I think it's interesting. Here we go. Joseph says, I apologize, it's a little long, but here we go. My Kotal Khan is a supersonic interceptor. Hail, honored Castellians of the 1997 Toyota Super Beasts. Killed alive here. I'd like to tell you about my respective Kotal Khan, not in a fighting game, but in a digital combat simulator, one of the big PC combat flight simulators out there. The aircraft in question is a MiG-21 Biz-N, and it is categorically bad, but I love it with all my heart. You may have seen the MiG-21 Biz or Biz. Anyway, I'll assume it's Biz. In Ace Combat 7, and I'd have to say that it's a fine interior and exterior model, but like many things that make Ace Combat great, it skips the really weird quirks of the aircraft that you fly, while DCS lovingly puts it back into a premium. So the MiG-21 model in DCS was introduced in 1972, when the Magnavox Odyssey was released, and the F-14 Tomcat was well into development and test flights. This is no space-age air flight superiority fighter. Instead, it's a late 1950s interceptor shoved into a jack-of-all-trades role nearly 30 years later. Low-speed performance is inferior to almost any aircraft in-game, even against Korean warfighter jets. Its radar blows chunks. It can only detect aircraft almost directly in front and above you to a questionable limit of 15 to 20 kilometers. Air-to-air missiles have a range of around 2 less. The radar warning receiver is 4 lights blinking in the general direction of where you've been detected, and all 4 lights turn on when you've been locked on, so it denies you the ability to know the direction of where it was coming from. By that point, someone in a fancy modern aircraft will have found you, and that missile is probably effortlessly about to end your existence from 30 kilometers away. Other aircraft of its era have this disadvantage, but how close the MiG-21 is to something modern is impressive. In addition to its pathetic radar, the cockpit is a confusing mess that has a field of switches, some of which are important that you shouldn't switch off, like an automatic aileron limiter one that you really need in a pinch, like the emergency engine relight. There's no heads-up display, just a gun sight that occasionally to attack ground targets. Considering its flight characteristics, the aircraft has a delta wing that works great going fast, but becomes a dangerous liability at low speeds, making landings deadly. Its unique nose cone intake snuffs the engine out at sea level a little past Mach 1, and its engine starves the fuel for seconds if you pull the stick downwards. It's a beautiful blue-tinted mess. This may all seem like a bunch of reasons why you shouldn't fly this rusty pile of rivets, but for me it's the reason why I use it. I got over the mess of switches, figured out how to land the beast without crunching the landing gear, launch missiles at its embarrassingly close ranges, and squeeze every bit out of its minuscule strengths to my favor. Soon I proved myself to be a force to be reckoned with, but in my way, in DCS multiplayer, in a way that they didn't expect. After being slaughtered countless times on YouTuber Growling Sidewinder set of servers, I wanted revenge, brought my mid-sized bombs in, and basically snuck his way into the enemy air base and used what this plane could do to its best, which is defeat ground defenses, not put in anything for dealing with air-to-air. And through mastery of this one specific thing that this one shit plane could do, became a force to be reckoned with that nobody could deal with. That made it and basically says through my own mastery of the specific mode of attack, I overcame the deficiencies, and that kind of improvisation made overcoming challenges, made the flight sim community excellent and a hell of a lot of fun. So, just in terms of like sticking with your guns and character loyalty and all that stuff, it applies to flight simulators as well. Would you ever consider playing a flight simulator in the future? That level of detail and robust community and aircraft is something that can't be found anywhere else. So that's fucking interesting. Yeah. I find
Most
that super
importantly,
cool.
it's like, listen, there's garbage everywhere, and for some reason, some people will attach to it.
Yeah, I think the fact that you had like enough passion to know all of those details and memorize them to that loving degree is like you have enough of an interest in that category of game / planes for that to be something amazing you can discover. But like you can't get there without that knowledge, or you know what I mean? Like you have to know about all of those things and what they should not be in order to appreciate what you did there. So like that is a very cool story that is applicable to a high level of mastery in these types of games, but like I fucking respect it. That's awesome. If Ace Combat was any example, like I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing, but I think that flight simulators, the last thing I remember is a friend of mine who used to take them on like actual full-length flights from location to location as practice for trying to be a pilot. And in my head, it's at that point it stopped being a video game and started being about pilot training.
Became the air version of Truck Simulator.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. I mean, if there is a multiplayer combat like thing to that, I stopped hearing about it a while ago. So anyway, yeah. So that's fine for now. That's a good. Probably more shit going on, you know.
Next week.
Yeah, exactly. Because honestly, like I did a quick little browse when I was putting together this docket, and like besides the stuff that was just coming in, I started seeing the updates where it's just like 10 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, 2 minutes ago. It's like, all right, there's a lot of Gamescom shit coming out, but we'll have to parse it later. Plus, I'll be also like having a proper like Japan thing to talk about, I suppose, maybe. So for now, that'll have to do.
All right.
Obligations
well, you have a good rest of your day over in the Japan. I'm going to scrape these audio sessions together and send them to you.
Lovely. Perfect. Yeah, over the course of this discussion, the rain has stopped and the sun has come out, so it might not be a completely worthless time yet. Looks like it might be salvaged. That's actually pretty dope.
I'm glad.
All right.
All right.
Hooray.
Everybody have a good day. Woolie, I'll see you later.
Goodbye.